Whoa. Feels like it's been so long since I last streamed. Alright, so this is some sort of clickbait video. As you can tell from the thumbnail, there is something. There's something. So I think last week there was the Hololive EN. Actually, was that last week? It feels like more than a week ago, but I guess it was last week when Hololive EN debuted their new April Fool's Day models, which is the Wolfie based Live 2D model, and so that's been planned for a while, and so they revealed some new models, and so I looked at those and I was like, I didn't know you could do that with my art, so I was really impressed, and I sort of like I tried to remake sort of this Live 2D model that I've been streaming with. So this is one that I've made back in last August, I think, just to try to learn how to do Live 2D. So it's kind of limited. There's not much like mouth tracking. It's basically just like 3 frames of, you know, regular talking. There's no like interpolation or anything. There's limited motion. There's no like emotions or like expressions that I have for this model. And like you can't move the arms, can't move the legs or anything like that. So I think this past week I've just been like remaking oh, VTube Studio just crashed again. Hold on. It's bad timing. Let me reopen it. So I think the VTube Studio, I was messaging the VTube Studio developer and he said he's aware of the macOS crashes and stuff, so he's working on fixing them in the next release. But that should come out soon. But anyway, I'm gonna re-enable this. Hold on. Okay, so this should be back, maybe. Or I'll have to... or not. It's technical issues. This is normal. Let me re-add this scene. Nope, it's not working. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, I've been working on this, hold on while I try to figure out why this thing isn't working. I have to click this. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, technical issues. Alright, we're fixed. So yeah. So I was looking at the models that they had, and it was really good. And so mostly like I was impressed by Kiara's model. Just like Kiara's regular model is like really expressive, and so is her Wolfie Live 2D version. Anyway, we're gonna do the grand reveal. Let me just go into this menu. Whoa! It's new Wolfie. It can track my like head motion, and the mouth actually moves. I can do like a it's like the pog face. And I have the same sunglasses. I can frown. This is the face of disappointment. And then I have a lot of expressions. So like currently it's gonna look a bit weird because the current version of VTube Studio makes it so that hold on. The current version of VTube Studio has like a transition between different frames, or sorry. It has a transition between when you're switching emotions. And so I can be sad. Oh no. I can be angry. Can be like mischievously angry. I can have this face. So I actually have more emotions than the HoloEN members had. This is so actually the original art that I sent over to for them to make had like a lot more expressions, but I guess they might not have in whatever app they're using, they might not have enough like emotions to use. I don't know why the mouse tracking is kind of weird. Okay. And then I have this one is like the smug. Can be like, it can be sad smug. It's like, this is the I am disappointed face. And then I have the excited face. This is like the oh no. And then I have this crying. I'm gonna have oh yeah, I also have like different animations. So like this is the one that like HoloEN was using. They had the spinning one. I have that too. I can raise my I can raise my arms. So if I ever want to like point at stuff, I can be like, look at this thing over here. I can raise my other That was a dab. I clicked the wrong button. Alright. I can be excited. So yeah, I do have a dab. I made a dab emotion. It's very cool. In Live 2D you can make animations that you can bind to a key. So in VTube Studio, I have this dab emotion. Yeah, I can dab with sunglasses. I also have this dancing. The arms don't move enough for it to really be a dab, but it's like close enough. Yeah. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I was kind of just like looking at like rewatching some of the videos of how they did it and try to like reverse engineer it. And I think it's pretty good. There's still some more stuff I want to do, like it's pretty easy to add new outfits and stuff because the way I have it is just like a flat texture, and I don't know. It should be pretty easy. Like if I wanted to like make a Mario outfit for when I'm playing Mario games, I could do that. I think the mouse tracking is like slightly scuffed at the moment because I think the lighting in my room is not very good right now. Hold on. Like when I'm talking. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's it. That's the whole stream. I guess if you have questions, I could just turn this into a Q&A stream. This is the praise the sun. Oh yeah, right. VTube Studio has a thing where you can add items. Oh, I don't have the bouncing. I tried to do it, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in a way that looks good. It took me about like, I have to check Twitter to see when I started making this. It was like a bit less than a week, I think. Hold on, let me re-enable. I don't know if I want to do a karaoke stream. I guess I never formally did like a debut stream. So, I don't know. This is sort of like a debut stream, I guess. If you want to make emotes, sure. Ooh. I don't know where you would use these emotes though. There's no like, there's no Wolfie Discord. It's not really, I guess, like what do people usually do on their debut stream? They just like talk about, I didn't prepare for this. I don't know what I was going to stream. I wasn't even going to stream originally, but I guess Ame canceled her Mario Sunshine stream, and then it's just like, all right, this is a good time to stream something. Oh yeah, the way I have these emotes mapped is based on anyone who's played MapleStory, remember the default emotions? Like F2 is like the happy emotion, F6. This is kind of like the F6 emotion. F4 is like the crying one. Which is this one. And then the what is it, like F7? I don't know. I just based them off the MapleStory ones. Let's see. Oh yeah, so VTube Studio is also going to have a public API sort of thing. So like currently the params just come from face tracking and stuff like that. They're gonna make it so that you can like have like a developer thing where you can send arbitrary parameters. Like I could write my own program that sends, you know, values to VTube Studio to make it do stuff. But they're not going to add that for a while, but when they do, it's going to be exciting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. What else is there for me to do? Yeah, I was surprised that like only Kiara and I think Gura's live 2D Wolfie's models could frown. I think they probably just didn't have enough time to do it or something for the other ones. Do I mind if people copy my style when making fan art? I mean, I guess at this point it's like it's so common that I don't know, I kind of expect it at this point. Like I just see it and I'm like, alright, that's normal now. I think before I used to be like not as okay with it, but now I guess, you know, I think it's fine. I don't know, I could talk about myself, but I don't know what exactly. Kind of, if anyone has questions, I could answer. Like not even about live 2D, just in general. Sort of like when someone just asks you to talk about yourself, you're like, I don't know. I have like so many things. How did I find my art style? I don't know, I just been drawing for a long time. Like I think when I was in probably like middle school, I started like doing these dumb comics and just like drawing. I guess it just eventually, like I guess the wide face style kind of came from Hidamari Sketch. And like it's wide, wealthy. How did I get into programming? So in I used to make a webcomic, and I just I would make a website for it. Like I learned a bit of PHP just from tutorials, just like copying and pasting snippets, and just make a website for my webcomics. Hold on, let me see if I can fix the mouth tracking. It's not really picking up when I'm talking. I think that might just be one of the settings in VTube Studio. Okay, it's like very... Okay, I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll up, see all these questions. So programming, yeah, I learned PHP, and then I think eventually when I went to college, I went to college for electrical engineering, and one of the tracks they had was computer engineering. I should stop being wide. Hold on. And so they had like all these computer science stuff, and I think that's... I just got more interested in it and eventually just started doing more programming. Next question, do I play Isaac? I used to play a bit of Binding of Isaac back when it first came out. I don't play it that much, but I do watch a lot of Northern Lion streams where he just plays Binding of Isaac a lot. It's not even really about the game anymore. He just talks about it's like a podcast. He just talks about his life. Can I talk about the process of the Hololive models? Was it a paid gig? I did get paid for it. I don't think I'm allowed to say like exactly when or like how much, but it was I think Kiara mentioned that she had the idea from seeing RenPC's versions of my art, like RenPC on Twitter. I think RENPC Arts did a live 2D version of my art, and I think Kiara saw it and she was like, you know, I think we should do that for April Fools, and then they did. But so it was like sometime after that. They contacted me somewhere near the beginning of this year, and so I finished it maybe like a month later. but I didn't see, like I didn't know anything about it other than I just drew the art and I passed it on. So I didn't actually see the Live 2D rig until April 1st, which is when it debuted. So I was like really excited to see it. Did I play Monster Hunter Rise? I played the Monster Hunter 3DS demo, and I didn't really like it. It wasn't really my sort of thing, so I just didn't really get into it. It seemed very grindy, and I guess it's not really my thing. Any Toho experience? I haven't played. So I played a few of the games. I'm not good at them. I stopped. But a long time ago, I used to do a lot of Toho fan art. If you just search Walfas, that's like stuff that I've done. Is the Toho Walfa style Live 2D model next? I don't think I'll make another Live 2D model. This one took quite a bit of effort. Probably not. Are there any tutorials I liked for learning VTube Studio? So VTube Studio itself is just an application to do face tracking and stuff for Live 2D models. Most of the tutorials you'll see are going to be for Live 2D Cubism, which is where you make the Live 2D models. So back when I first started my old Live 2D model in last August, there weren't very many like really good tutorials. I think nowadays there's a lot of them. I can't think of the channel names off the top of my head, but there are a lot of good tutorials nowadays. Let's see, any gacha games that I'm playing? I log into Granblue sometimes when they have when they give out free stuff, but not really. I used to play Genshin Impact a bit, and then I stopped because I got tired of the grind. It's mostly just like grinding for artifacts and gear and stuff, and I stopped caring. Do I like mini golf? I don't know if I've ever played mini golf, so I guess not really. What else? Did they send me a request for accessories, or did they give you free rein on designs? They just asked me to draw like a front-facing view, and that's basically all they asked. They wanted them to be sort of like scaled based on their relative heights. So I was like, I could draw them all at the same size to make them easier to rig, but they're just like, no, just make them, relatively sized. So I just made Gura smaller, and Callie and Kiara were the tallest ones. And so other than that, I was able to choose whatever I wanted to draw. I made I chose all the accessories and expressions by myself. And I just chose ones that I thought would be good. Like I gave Ina the Half-Life 2 crowbar and Takodachi on her head because I thought that would be cool. Let's see. Did I ever play Wii? I never had a Wii. I had a GameCube. And then after that, I didn't have any more consoles until the Switch came out. Like I mostly just played what was it? Handheld. So I just had like a 3DS and all that. So I never got to experience like the PlayStation 3 or Wii or Wii U or anything like that. Do I play Pokemon? I played Pokemon every generation up until I think Pokemon Sun was my last one. It's a good game. But I don't know. After that, I kind of like wasn't interested in playing anymore. Like the games mostly felt the same to me, and I wasn't really into the competitive aspects. After beating the game, I just like whatever, it's fine. And I don't know. I didn't play the latest ones or Sword and Shield. I didn't try that. I kind of have no interest. I'm wondering like They announced Pokemon Sleep a long time ago, and they never revealed anything else about, you know, what exactly that's about. I'm just like, where's Pokemon Sleep? Nintendo, just tell us about Pokemon Sleep. Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've opened the game literally every day since it came out. But lately I've just been kind of like, I don't know, just opening the game for like 15 minutes and then not doing anything. I just like check the store, talk to some villagers, maybe see if there's fossils I can dig. And then I stop. But I think this is the longest amount of time I've played an Animal Crossing game for. Like, I think when I played the 3DS version, I kind of stopped after maybe like six months or something. I guess the fact that we're in a pandemic and you have to stay indoors all the time, just have a lot of time to open Animal Crossing. And like during so for work, we have like daily stand-ups. For people who aren't familiar with stand-ups, it's like a software engineering thing where you just go over what you did the last day and what you're gonna do today. So during stand-up, I just turn on Animal Crossing and do my dailies. I never have my webcam on for that, so no one knows that I'm actually playing Animal Crossing. And my cousin actually came over, I think a week or two ago, and he also asked about how often I play Animal Crossing. And as someone who wasn't familiar with like software engineering, he thought stand-up, like he wasn't familiar with the concept of stand-up. He thought I meant like stand-up comedy. So like, you know, just have a stand-up routine every day about, you know, software engineering, what you did yesterday. And I thought that was kind of funny. How am I feeling nowadays? Pretty good. I feel like the April Fool's thing, I've been looking forward to it for a long time. Like, I sent over the designs like quite some time ago. I was just waiting for them to do it. It just crashed again. Hold on, let me reopen it. I'm gonna reopen VTube Studio. Yeah, it's gonna have a bug fix. Apparently the Mac OS bug fix crash for VTube Studio is gonna be fixed soon in the next release. Okay, we're back. He is aware of it. I think on Windows it's fine. Actually, so for work, I never turn on my webcam, so a lot of people at my workplace haven't seen me since the last time we were in the office, which was like March of last year. Which is kind of funny because we had some new employees that joined, and they have no idea what I look like because I've never turned on my webcam for work. But there was one day when someone's last day of work, and he was like, "Hey, I've literally never seen you. Can you just turn on your webcam so I know what you look like?" And so I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I guess." And then I did. And he was like, "Oh, all right. It's my last day. I finally know what you look like," which is it's kind of funny. I don't know. It's the good thing is at work, no one pressures you to turn on your webcam for Zoom conferences and stuff like that. I know like people who maybe would go to school and like, you know, in high school and stuff like that, the teachers might ask you to turn on your webcam so they know you're paying attention. But I don't know. Is anyone in school and can confirm or something? I don't even turn on my cameras for one-on-ones with the boss. Like, I guess maybe it's kind of weird that like if I'm having a one-on-one Zoom conference call with someone and they have their camera on and I don't, but I never really thought about it. Yeah, I don't know what some of my friends have played. Maybe someday when meet my friend in real life, we'll finally know what I'll click. Actually, how is school like with like people who are in school? You have to use like Zoom and stuff like that for like how many people are in a single Zoom call? Like my schools were always pretty small, maybe like 30 people or less. Like I know some classes for regular size or larger schools, they could have like 100 people in them. So that just feels good to be very chaotic. So I don't know. Like, do they, for classes that have like 100 people in them, do they require everyone's webcam to be on just to check that like people are paying attention? Oh yeah, I did see like, I saw a video of someone who pre-recorded like responses, like generic responses to Zoom. He would just play I have a video of him playing. He was just like staring at his computer. And then when someone asked him a question, he would like click a button to like change the video of him talking about something else, so that they don't suspect that, you know, his webcam was actually off. And they didn't notice that it was off until he revealed it the next day. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I think requiring your camera to be on probably is more common in high school, but I haven't been in school for a long time. Let's see. Yeah, like for people who have like, I guess if you have like anime posters and stuff like behind you, like I don't, but I can imagine if some people just. Oh yeah, the good thing about Zoom is they have a thing that you can hide your background. So like you can replace it with whatever virtual background you want and no one knows what your room looks like. You had 400 people in a call at university. That seems really chaotic. I guess like if like how do they manage questions? Like if someone has a question for the professor or teacher or something, like in real life you would just like raise your hand, but oh actually no, I guess Zoom does have a raise your hand button, so I guess that would work. Oh, that is true. Zoom does have a record button to record meetings. People can just look at the video later to see who's paying attention. Oh, there's a guy who is in the bathtub in a Zoom meeting. That seems embarrassing. Yeah. There are times when sorry. Like for work we use Google whatever it's called, like Google Business or whatever. They have like the Google spreadsheets and Google Docs and stuff for business. Sometimes they'll just have like unlisted documents, so like anyone outside the organization can see it. I think by default I'm logged into like my Wealthy Gmail account, so it'll show up like an icon of like, you know, Akari from Ikatsu, and it's like, oh shoot, I have to like switch my account so that, you know, people don't wonder who the heck this is who has access to this document. No one has asked. No one really knows. If I use my live 2D and my stand-ups, I'd get too many questions about it. Kind of don't feel like explaining like what this is or like what VTubers are. Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually used the hand raising button in Zoom, so I don't know what it does, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you press it and pushes your screen above everyone else's, that would make sense. See, there are like I guess I haven't seen anyone use like a model for their Zoom, but there was that one I don't know what it was, like the Congress or something, or someone in a government meeting was like a cat. I guess that's kind of like a VTuber. Well, like some of my coworkers do know about like my alternate GitHub account that I use. Like I have for work, for programming. Usually we use a site called GitHub, which hosts your code and stuff like that. So I have a personal account, which is like Wolfie, and then one for work, which is, you know, based on my real, you know, work stuff. But I have like some personal, like my personal config for my home setup that I have in GitHub. And we're doing something similar at work. So it's just like, well, I've done this thing by myself, like personally, so I can show you guys how to do it. And then I just send them a link to my personal GitHub, and they're like, oh, that's cool. But you know, they never asked besides that. I do have coworkers who are into anime and stuff like that. But ever since the pandemic, we don't really, because like mostly talk to him when we would go out for lunch and stuff like that. But with the pandemic, obviously that we just work from home all the time, so I'm not able to, you know, talk personally with them. And it's kind of weird to just like, hey, you want to hop on a Zoom call? We could talk about, you know, whatever. So I don't know. I don't really talk that much on my coworkers anymore. Besides like via text and you know, we have some meetings sometimes. Yeah, personally I don't log into my work stuff on my personal computer or anything like that. It's just that at work I'll log into my personal stuff sometimes. But yeah, that was a court hearing. Okay. How did I make Wolfie the name? So when I made my website a long time ago, originally for Toho stuff, I was just typing random letters on my keyboard, and I was like, hey, typed out Walfas, W-A-L-F-A-S. I was like, that sounds like a cool name. I'll use that for my website. And so I just made the website Wolfas, and then at some point I started using the name Wolfas on Twitter, and then some people called me Wolfie as a nickname. I was like, that's a nice nickname. So I just started using Wolfie. There are other people named Wolfie online, so I'll find out that like I'll try to sign up for a service or something and see that the name Wolfie is already taken, and I get annoyed. I'm just like, how dare these other Wolfies take my username? There's actually another Wolfie that streams on YouTube and Twitch, I think. So every time, actually he found my channel once. He was like, hey, I was playing Apex on Switch, and then the other Wolfie who streamed was like, hey, it's nice to see another Wolfie. It's like I already knew this guy because I didn't know him personally, but I've seen him around. The Wolfie cinematic universe, yeah. What's weird is when people, like, I'll use Wolfie as a name. Sometimes if it's taken, I'll use Wolfington as a name. But when I signed up for Apex on Switch, Wolfington was already taken. So I was kind of annoyed at that because I don't think anyone else used that name. So it might just be someone who already knows me and he took the name. Even Wolfie with 3 E's, which is like the most extreme example. Someone took it. I guess I should pay more attention to like using the emotes. It's kind of annoying because I'd have to go into VTube Studio to change the expressions. So once VTube Studio releases their public API, what I want to do is I'll write my own site or thing that I can put on my phone to change expressions and stuff. Because right now in VTube Studio, the way you change expressions is just via... You can bind hotkeys or you can press buttons on the side. But the thing is, like, you don't know what the faces look like until... You know, I have to remember that F4 is sad and F6 is, you know, this face. But what I want to do is like once they release a public API, I'll like write my own site for myself that just, has pictures of all the expressions and different poses I can do that are specific to my model, that might not exist on other VTuber models. And then I'll just press a button and do it. Yeah. But I think I've claimed my title as the most known Wolfie, so if all the other Wolfies exist, they search Wolfie, it'll be me. So it used to not be that way. I think there was like the other Wolfie on YouTube would show up first, but now it's me. I've become the primary Wolfie. Can it use expression detection from OpenCFace? I don't know. Does that work? I didn't know there was expression detection. I think the thing about using expressions in VTuber stuff, it's probably better to have it like on demand and stuff instead of like automatically detected. Because sometimes the detection can be buggy and, it might not use the face that you want. And these buttons aren't labeled, so like I don't know which button is the dab button and which button is the spin button. Oh, there is an OpenCFace. Yeah, that's cool. This is the only Wolfie. Oh yeah, these assets are from the background and this table. There's like a nice website. I forget what it's called. Hold on, let me look it up. They are from. There's a site called Okumono. It's like sozaino.site, which has a bunch of like useful assets for VTubers. So like this one, that's the website. They have like a bunch of backgrounds and assets you can use, which are pretty nice. I think usually like when I was streaming, I never really bothered with nice backgrounds and stuff. I would just like have my iPad on in the background or like whatever gameplay. I think, I don't know, it'd be nice to actually have backgrounds and stuff to use. What's my next ambitions and goals for VTuber stuff? I guess it's the same as before. Mostly just use VTubing or streaming as a way to talk. Mostly because I haven't, due to working from home for so long and not talking to my coworkers at lunch and stuff like that, I just like kind of forgot how to talk. And so I was never really good at talking for long periods of time. So like my original goal, and still my goal right now, is just, get better at talking for long periods of time, have better conversation topics. Because usually what happens is the kind of person in conversations who usually doesn't say that much, like if there's a conversation between people, I'm not the one who comes up with ideas to talk about. It's usually I depend on like the other person to have something interesting to say, and then I build off it. It's like what I want to do is just get better at, thinking of interesting things to talk about. So like what, like a lot of my favorite streamers, I don't watch them for video games. Like whatever game they're playing, I don't really care. Like, I mean, I do care sort of, but to a certain extent, I'm just mostly watching because, they can talk about interesting stuff sometimes. Mostly like, major influences like Northern Lion, who I talked about at the beginning of this stream. He plays like, he has like thousands of episodes of him playing The Binding of Isaac, and it's just like, 30 minutes to an hour every day of him. This is not streamed. This is just like YouTube videos, like Let's Plays. He'll just talk like for a very long time, and he doesn't even talk about the game. It doesn't really matter what the game is. they'll just talk about like, oh, I went to the store and I saw this old lady who was doing this thing, blah blah blah, and like it sounds like kind of mundane, but it's actually very interesting. It's like very funny and interesting person. And then a bunch of other streamers like I'm always impressed with like Kiara's super chat readings and Ame's super chat readings. They're always like really interesting and they have a lot of fun things to talk about. So I was impressed with that, especially Kiara's. Like I mostly like don't have much time to watch Kiara stream based on the time that she streams, because it's usually I'm either at work or asleep. But every time that I can, alright, VTube Studio crashed again. Let me reopen it. So every time I do catch a Kiara super chat reading stream, it's always really good. Like, you can talk for a long time. And so I want to get better at doing stuff like that. Just, even outside of streaming, like whenever life goes back to normal, we can go outside again. I like to be able to just, talk better. I think I have gotten better at it because there's been a few streams that I've done where chat was going pretty slow, but I would still be able to talk for like 5 to 10 minutes without any input, because I've been consciously thinking about stuff that I could be talking about. Like I watched, actually, like in preparing for streaming, I watched a lot of videos about like microphones and stuff like that, but also there's some interesting videos about like how to stream in general and like people talking about what you want your chat to be doing, what you like, interesting stories that you could bring and stuff you could talk about. And like one of the tips that I saw was be conscious of things you could talk about. Like if you think about stuff throughout the day, a lot of the times you'll just like forget about it and like whatever. But there's this one guy who just said try to like take a note of it, like either physically or like write it down in a notebook or something. Like, oh yeah, this is one thing I thought about, here's something that happened to me. And then if you ever need something to talk about, you could just either like try to remember it or like look at your notes. I think when you're streaming you can pretty easily look at your notes. Probably in real life, if you want to talk to someone and you're just like, you just look at your phone for conversation topics to talk about, it'd be kind of weird. Or maybe it's not weird, because people just look at their phones all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, especially when people talk about stuff they're interested in, like Ame talking about fish and like fish tanks and stuff like that is always interesting. Actually, I do have a fish tank at home from my dad, and I'm always interested in what she has to say about fish because I can relate to it. Do I go outside? I've been outside once since like last August. And that was I think that was last week. Last weekend I actually went outside for the first time since August. It was very scary because I feel like every time I go outside now, I'm afraid when I wake up and I feel tired or I feel sleepier than usual, which I guess is normal, but I'm always like, is this COVID? Like my muscles are sore. I'm just like, am I gonna die? I mean, I will die eventually someday. Everyone dies, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird thing to talk about. Yeah, so I went outside. It was okay. I didn't die. I'm here. Let's see what else. I went outside and I met with my cousin. We also had sushi. I haven't had sushi since I think the last time I had sushi was in Japan, which was like a long time ago. But, had sushi with my family. It was nice. Is it COVID or just not hydrated? Yeah, that's true. I do tend to drink less water when I have to go outside, because you have to have a bottle of water or something. At home, I drink a lot of water at home. Actually, I should be drinking more water right now, because I tried to set up a bot. Hold on, I'm gonna drink water. Oh, what I want to do is like have a pose for my VTuber model that's like drinking water. So when I drink water, I could have like, you know, I could pull up a thing of water. That's, I didn't mean to dab. I could pull up I just hold up a bottle of water and start drinking it, like, or something. But anyway, I kind of wanted to set up a YouTube bot that would just remind me to drink water every 30 minutes. But for some reason it's not working. I don't know why. I signed up for Nightbot and everything and set a message for every 30 minutes, but it's not showing up. I don't know. It's been disappointed. I feel like even if everything opens up, I don't think I really feel like, I feel like I probably won't go outside until I actually have to. Just because I don't know. Like at work they're not, you know, forcing us to go into the office. We don't even have an office anymore. So I don't really have a reason to go outside. Like being at home for a year almost is fine. It's actually really nice to not have to commute. Because it would take me about like 45 minutes to go, like take the train to the office every day and like come back and it's another 45 minutes. Now I can just wake up like an hour later. I don't have to get dressed. Like the fact that I'm not using my webcam means I don't have to change. I just wear my pajamas like the whole day, which is nice. So yeah, I guess it is nice that vaccines are more available. Probably whenever I feel like going outside, I will get vaccinated. Yeah, getting into a subway car. I haven't been on a subway since, actually probably in over a year now. Last time I've been on a subway was a long time ago. And then yeah, that's when I would be afraid, like going into a subway car with like, you know, you don't know where the people have been, stuff like that. Like I feel like I haven't really even seen much subway cars, except like sometimes people will post pictures on Twitter of like something that happened on the New York City subway, and then I'll see it as like, oh, that's what it's like now. Just that's how I know, you know. Kinda like people tend to sit farther apart. They don't seem as crowded. I just kind of wonder what it's like during rush hour, like at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. is usually when it's the most crowded. And I don't know what it's like now. I mean, it's probably less crowded than it was, but I would be uncomfortable being on a train. Yeah, I think the only times I've been outside recently are also with my family. Thanks for the nice comment. Yeah, I'm surprised at how many people, like, I didn't expect to get like this many people following me just from my art. Like for context, I used to have like 6,000 followers on Twitter before Hello Live. I never even thought I would hit like past, you know, 10k. But now I guess here I am. It is kind of surreal. The fact that people have drawn fan art of my fan art. Like people make like plushes and like games and stuff like that, which is like surprising to me. And to me it's not even like, I don't know. I don't even spend that much time drawing sometimes. Like some of them are just things I'll draw in 5 minutes, I'll post it up and like get like tens of thousands of likes, and I'm like, wow, what the heck? Like people who, I mean, sometimes I'll just tweet an emoji and I'll get like thousands of likes on it. Like when Callie releases her new albums and stuff like that, I just tweet a fire emoji, and then like I don't know, I get like hundreds of replies to it. Like, what the heck? It is very memeable. I guess that is something about. I think a lot of people started associating with my style with Ame, like her gremlin nature. Like Kiara kept saying like, oh, she usually associates like Wolfie style art with like Ame's gremlin like tendencies. So when Kiara uses the Wolfie Life Duty model, she feels like she's like, you know, saltier or whatever, which is kind of interesting. They aren't inherently chaotic. I think just the association with Ame started like causing people to think like Wolfie style characters are chaotic or like, you know. But they're just normal. There's also nothing really like that says that they're small. Like I guess the fact that when I draw them there's no context between like, you know, everyone is this size when I draw them, but to me they're just like arbitrarily sized, you know. It could be human-sized. The small Ame is actually just a human-sized. It could be however large is convenient or small is convenient. Arbitrarily small. They could be the same height as a person. They could be giant. So whatever is good. I think when they use this face, this is the face of chaos. The face of me staring into your soul. Oh yeah, the nice thing is like for this I'm glad about how this mouth tracking turned out. So when I first started rigging my Live 2D model back in August, there weren't many guides on how to do like proper mouth movements and stuff like that. But I think recently, in the past few months, there's been like some people on Twitter and like people who made videos about like, you know, the different keyforms you use to set the mouth motions. And so I kind of based this on those, and it actually turned out really well. Like you kind of like, if I smile like normally, you can see the mouth like getting in more of a smile. Like look at this. It's like, it's very smooth, which I'm happy with how it turned out. So I think only Kiara and Gura's models had proper mouth tracking. I think for like the person who rigged Ame's and Ina's and Callie's, it was mostly like a two-frame mouth talking thing. Like it would just go from smile to mouth open. Which is sort of how my old model had it. But like I get kind of like mesmerized when Kiara uses her model and starts talking and I can see like the mouth movements. Yeah, when conventions are a thing, I guess I would not be surprised if someone made like a Wolfie suit cosplay thing. I kind of think of like those you know how like Fate Go they have like I don't know what it's called. They have those like characters that people wear, life-sized, like mascot characters of the Fate Go characters, and they're like very chaotic, and just reminded of that. Can I talk about? Actually, hold on. Imagine a horror game, but it's Wolfie anime. Actually, someone made that. Someone made that on, I think, on Halloween, or maybe not Halloween. I don't know. I just remember someone made a horror game where like you're in a school or something, or dark hallway, and you try to find keys, and then there's like a small ame that's chasing you. I didn't actually play it because I don't think it was available on Mac, but someone made it. Can I talk about how I did the loading icon for VTube Studio? So I mostly when VTube Studio tweeted that they were gonna have their Steam version released that had webcam tracking, I did a quote retweet of it on my side account about like, oh, I'm excited for this to come out because I've been using the scuffed Android tracking. So like before, VTube Studio used to be, it was like a desktop app, but that didn't have webcam tracking. And mostly like you would need to download the app on Android or iPhone, which would do the tracking for you, and then it would send the parameters to the VTube Studio app on your desktop. But you know, for Android, it was actually kind of janky. It didn't track your eye movements very well. Sorry. So, you know, I was considering like either I had to like buy a used iPhone or something, which is actually very expensive, or like, well, and then they announced they were gonna have the webcam support in their desktop version, which is very exciting to me. So I quote retweeted it saying, you know, excited for this to come out, and then the developer saw it, and then he was just like, oh cool, Wolfie uses VTube Studio. And then he messaged me if I was interested in doing the loading screen animation for VTube Studio. I was like, yeah, sure. Actually, I wonder if I can show it right now. If I can enable the logo. No, there it is. There's the mascot character that I animated. So it was commissioned. I did get paid for it. You know, the weird thing is I don't typically do commissions unless it's something that I would normally do anyway. Like, you know, if someone asks me if I do commissions, I'll usually say no. But if it's something that I'm interested in, like the whole live thing or VTube Studio, I'll say yes. But yeah, so I was commissioned to do this, and then I don't know, that's it. he wanted to have it as it's the loading screen logo, and it's also the watermark that shows up. Like if you don't pay for VTube Studio, this thing will show up on the bottom left of your screen all the time. And there's people who are like, well, I want to support the app, but I also want to keep the icon on because it's cute. And so yeah, but you can buy it and still enable it, which some people do. There's also in VTube Studio you can add custom objects to your model. So people have requested that like they add this flying Akari as an item, and that's gonna be in the next release. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, iPhones are weirdly expensive. It's like even a used one is like, well, so the thing about VTube Studio on iPhone is it uses the built-in iPhone like face tracking, whatever I forget what it's called. Whatever it is that does the Face ID to log in or like to unlock your phone. It uses that to do the face tracking. So you have to have a more recent version of iPhone, which is like, you know, iPhone X or above, and used versions of iPhone X are at least like $500 even, which is like really expensive. But the tracking is really good. There are some people who use it, and it's very impressive. But you know, for someone who doesn't already have an iPhone, because I normally use Android. Oh, ARKit. No, I think wasn't ARKit. No, AR Core is Android's thing. Yeah, I guess maybe ARKit on iOS. Anyway. Now she's gone into the void. Yeah, but the webcam tracking in the desktop version is pretty good also. The only issues I've been having with the app are the crashes, which are specific to Mac, but it should be fixed soon. I think he told me it should be released Saturday, which is today, but maybe he's just preparing the release, and maybe tomorrow would be good. But I don't know, what else? I keep pressing the dab button. These buttons aren't labeled, so I just like... Whoa. And yeah, the fact that it's cycled when I press the hotkey to change expressions, the way VTube Studio does it currently is it interpolates between the values. So like you set a parameter, like I have the default face is set to like, I have an expression parameter which is set to like 0 for this. If I set it to like, you know, 2, it changes to the sad face. But the thing is like to switch from 0 to 2, like it does like an interpolation between them. So it'll go from 0, it'll go to 1, and then it'll go to 2. It's like whenever I change faces, you'll see it go like, it'll go to the different faces. But in the next version of VTube Studio, they're going to have it adjustable. So like, you can say when I change expression, it should happen immediately and not have to wait a second. So it should be smoother. Also, when I switch to frowning, you can see like my mouth goes you can see it like sort of like turn around, which is kind of funny. But I think in the next version, it should happen immediately. So I think for the models that HoloEN uses, they only have a few of the expressions. So they have like they have sad, they have excited, they have angry, and then they have this one. You know, it's like a PowerPoint transition. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm trying to think like what else I could do. Because once they release the public API, you can kind of do whatever, right? You could kind of like, you could write a program that listens for, you know, stuff in chat, and if it sees a certain message, it can trigger, you know, trigger an animation on your model. Or like, you know, anything. You can think of anything, like any sort of input you can feed into your live 2D model. And currently VTube Studio has like a bunch of different inputs, like, you know, besides the webcam tracking, it has an option to track stuff with your mouse. So if you move your mouse left and right, or up and down, it'll set, you know, different values. So what I had before in my old VTube model was like the mouse would track, or my model's eyes would move based on, you know, the mouse position, or mouse position. So if you move my mouse across the screen, you can see it, you know, moving. That was because in Android version, they didn't have eye tracking. So like it would just blink automatically and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna update their live 2D models for Hello EN. Because I guess like, you know, maybe it was just meant to be like a April Fool's thing. Actually, didn't have enough context on that. I didn't know if they were like, I assumed it was just going to be used on April Fool's, but I guess maybe they felt like it was a waste to just, you know, use the models for one day and then stop. So like they'll use them sometimes. I don't know if they're ever gonna get them updated. Because I mean they have like in-house people who do live 2D models, and you know they have to pay them to do stuff like that. So, but maybe. Oh yeah, so like one thing I was thinking a long time ago, I had like have this TF2 kill tracker thing where like every time I got a kill in TF2, it would like had a program that would read the TF2 logs to see that I got a kill, and then it would like send them to. I had like this papercraft cube from Madoka, and it would move its ears in real time as I got a kill in TF2. So like something that could be done if you have arbitrary parameters in VTube Studio is like if you can track you got a kill in a game, you could trigger like, you know, you can have your character do a dab. They can trigger the dab. You can do a dab whenever you get a kill in a game or something. But that assumes that you can track that kind of stuff, which I feel like it's not very common in games nowadays. Like a lot of games don't let you track stuff like that. And you can also like every time someone tweets a specific thing, or like you can have a guessing game where like, you know, I'll choose a number from, you know, 1 to 100, and then whoever in the chat gets it. Like if that number shows up, you know, my character can do something. Can dab. Oh yeah, I did have a T-pose. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can assign it. I think I set up a T-pose, but I didn't assign it to an actual button. Let me see if I can do that right now. I feel like I have way too many expressions. Like I don't think VTube Studio intended for people to have this many facial expressions, because like the way I do them is really simple. It's just a still image. For most people's VTuber models, they kind of have like they're more complicated and stuff like that, but mine is just, you know, like 10 different emotions, because it's just it's a straight line. So you have to scroll a lot to find them. So let's see, this one. I don't tend to use the spinning emotion a lot. Oh wait, I didn't export the dab pose. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Dab. T-pose. Oh, there it is. T-pose expression. Wait, it is there. It's not showing up. Oh, it's an expression. T-pose. Okay, there we go. Nope. I keep pressing. Okay, this. Now I'm powerful. I mean, I guess it is. It could look like a hug, but it's supposed to be a T-pose. I think the fact that my illustrations are so simple, like I could export them at extremely high resolutions, but I don't have the pro version of Live 2D Cubism. So the max that can be is like 2048 by 2048, which is pretty big. It's a sad party. Wow. That's kind of funny. What are my thoughts on Chibi as my main VTuber model? I think it's cool to have. I don't actually know, like, actually, so Mifu, who might be in chat, drew fan art of this character, and I think it's the first time I've seen a non-chibi version of it. And like I like he asked me what color the eyes were, and I'm just like, I don't know, I never thought about it. But it is nice, like, because they're very screen efficient. So the thing about like regular VTuber models is that they're pretty tall. And so like you usually only see like the, bottom half of them or the top half of them like this. But with these ones, they're very space efficient. You can have them interact with stuff more nicely. Like when Ame did her first super chat reading after the new model, you can see she had like a lot of fun with, interacting with stuff in the background. There's times when I would play like, Super Mario Sunshine, I think had some endings where I was like, pretend I was stuck in the Suez Canal and stuff like that. And play Getting Over It and like, have my character try to like climb the mountain like this. And I think it lets you do a lot more interesting stuff. Which is fun. I don't know if I would ever have a non-chibi version of my model. Oh yeah, the funny thing, the fact that these models are so small, like when the Hololive management sent me the requirements for the, for Live 2D, what you basically do is you create a PSD file and all your different layers are different parts for the Live 2D. And they gave me like, the document should be this tall and this wide. Here are the dimensions. I was like, all right, I set my document to that big, but like since my characters are so short, it ended up taking, very little of the space in the document. So you'd have like, the character in the middle and have like, 50% of it or more was just empty space. Because, it maxed out on the width, and you can't get any taller than that. Actually, oops. Try to set tall Wolfie. Whoops. It's Tallfie. It's Tall Wolfie. Tall Wolfie is not real. Tall Wolfie can't hurt you. Just kidding. Tall Wolfie is real. The wide dab. I can wave. I can do that. Oh yeah, I could have a waving. So the thing about Live 2D is you can, in addition to setting poses and stuff, you can set animations. So, or the dab is a pre-programmed animation, and I could have like a waving one. It's like I'm doing like an air traffic control, you know, when they do these signs. Yes, I should drink water. Yes, it's true. You can see my model like twitching when it's the face detection. Like I'm drinking water and it can't detect my face. It just goes crazy. Stop. Yeah, I really want labels for these so I know what I'm pressing. Nope. I'm trying to put my arms down. Okay, there you go. Also, posture check if you're not sitting properly. You should. Yes, I don't know. If anyone has ideas or stuff, like the things that I kind of want to do is like I mentioned it, like have a Mario outfit. You know, when I'm playing Mario Sunshine next time, I'll have a Mario hat and stuff like that. It's very easy to change out because the way this texture works is the clothing is actually just a square. It's like a square pattern of and then I have like the triangular, the conical part. It's kind of like a cone, I guess, or like a rectangle is like a separate layer. And there's like a mask that I'm using. So actually, let me see if I can pull up what the individual layers actually look like, or like one of the layers. Hold on. Let's see, where is it? Documents. Okay, here you go. Hold on. Add image. So I'm gonna take this one. Wait, where's the image? Oh, it's just really big. Hold on. Wait, I can't see it. Transform fit to screen. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so this is what the... It's just a simple box that has, you know, the different parts. So all I have to do if I want to make a new outfit, just draw a new square. That, you know, it's very simple. And just the outline is overlaid on top of it. So it's like, unlike the regular VTuber models, it's very easy to swap because they're not complicated. I could do it whenever. The only issue is like the free version of Live 2D Cubism has a limit on, you know, canvas size. I just have to make sure, if I have too many, it just won't fit. So I just have to make them smaller. And so like another optimization I made is like, you see how most of this is just purple? That takes up space. What I did was I just, I split it into multiple parts. So instead of just this, what I have is actually, oops. I split it into, you know, the top part like this. Let's fit the screen. So instead of doing this, I split it into like this top part, and then I have another layer for this line, this horizontal line that goes across, and then I have another layer that's just the purple box. And the purple box is actually like tiny. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's like this. Oops. Okay, fit on screen. Okay, well that's a black box, but imagine this was purple. This is the purple box was replaced with this, and then all I do is like I scale it up so it's really big. So like it'll look like this, and then I just like make it a large purple box. And so like that saves a lot of space. They're like very simple. You can't even tell. It's just a purple I don't know. There's no detail. So there's nothing to like, you know, mess up with scaling. Yeah, the pro trial is 40 days. When I first started VTube Studio, not VTube Studio, Live2D was back in August, and the trial ran out. I think the free version is fine. I mean, it costs like, what, like $20 a month or something like that? Or you can just pay for it once and use it for that month, and then don't use it after that. Like any Live2D models you create using the program, whether it's the pro version or the free one, you can use them anywhere. So as long as you don't have to make updates to your model after your pro subscription runs out, you can still continue using the models. So if I really wanted to, I could probably just export very high definition version and then just not pay for it again. But no, I think the free version is fine. It's actually very generous with the stuff you can do. So that's some behind the scenes of how this thing worked. And also, like the fact that this model is really simple, I learned that you can... There's a reflect tool in Live2D where if you rig one part, like let's say I move my arms, like if I rig this arm moving motion, what I was doing before is I would just like manually try to rig the other arm so it matches. It looks very similar, but you know, they would be slightly different and slightly off. But then what I found out is there's a reflect tool. So if you map this one, you just reflect it and like invert the parameters and you'll have the exact same motion. So it's a lot more, you know, you just do it once. I was doing it like once for every arm, and it would look weird in some cases, like, you know, the values weren't exactly what they should be, and you know. And that was today. I figured that out today. I just like undid some of my stuff, just get it to look more consistent. Am I planning on taking streaming stuff seriously in terms of monetization, or still mostly chill and chat when in the mood? I think streaming, I don't really care that much about monetization for it. I mean, like if I wanted to, I'm pretty sure that I could get monetized like very quickly. Like the requirements for monetization are, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, which I do have now. You need to have 4,000 watched hours, like total between everyone who watched. I think I'm under 1,000 watched hours right now. But I mean, if I were to advertise this channel more, like on my main account, there'd be, you know, people would find it much more easily. They could probably turn on super chat and stuff like that. But for me, I mean, I don't really care that much about it. Just mostly, you know, my original goal is just to get better at talking. I feel like it's also easier to talk, have a coherent conversation when there's less people in chat. Like, I think if you have thousands of people watching, a lot of it's just gonna be, you know, it's kind of hard to read sometimes. You know, if chat is going by so fast, either like half of the messages is gonna be emotes, or like half of the people are just gonna be like LOL, or, you know, whatever. If you have less people, you can actually read what people are saying. And so I do like recognizing people's names in chat. Like, you know, I'll be like, hey, this guy was here at the previous stream and he had some cool comments. If it were like, you know, a huge thousands of people are watching, I don't think I would recognize like regulars that often. I don't know. Like, I guess like for larger streamers, you'll recognize people who do super chats and stuff like that, you know. Especially for Ame's super chat readings, you'll hear the same names like a lot, and you're like, oh, I know who that guy is. He super chats a lot. But a lot of the people who just, you know, talk normally, you don't really see them. I think also for me, like I'm not that good at remembering names. I'm good at like, I'll see an icon and be like, oh, I recognize that icon. But unless like your name, you know, is very unique, I'll probably be like even not even online, just in general, like in real life even. Like, I'll meet someone and they'll tell me their name and they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, your name is whatever. And then the next time I remember them, or the next time I see them, I was like, what was this guy's name again? I forgot what it was. But yeah, for chats, then less people, I'll remember your name. Like, a lot of people here, I've seen you guys before. I mean, I will enable memberships and super chat and stuff eventually. Whenever I reach that threshold, but I want to do it normally. Like, I guess not normally, but like, you know, that's not my goal, so. How does it feel that you randomly drawing a chibi anime months ago somehow led to making new models for the EN crew? Gotta be surreal. Yes, it's very surreal. I think I did mention a bit earlier in the stream. Just like, it is a bit weird that people like, you know, so much fan art of my fan art, people making plushes and games. It's very surprising. Like even before Hololive, people have done fan art of my art, but like they didn't know it was me. Like they didn't know who Wolfie was. They just seen my art as Discord emotes or like, you know, stuff like that. Now people actually know who I am, which is a bit weird. But yeah, it was very surreal. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, that really happened? Actually, April Fool's feels like it was more than a week ago. I mean, it was a week and a half ago, but it feels like it's been a long time since April Fool's Day. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was looking forward to for a long time. Like, I'm allowed to say that it was like Hello EN management approached me at the beginning of this year, and so like I knew it was coming. I didn't see how the live 2D models would turn out. I didn't know who was rigging them. I didn't actually talk to Hello EN. Like, I only talked to management. Like, I didn't talk to any of the members themselves about it, so I didn't know what they were planning. So like when I saw the tweet that was like, you know, the silhouettes of the Wolfie models, like, oh, so this is how they're gonna reveal it. I thought they were gonna wait until the actual stream, but they did the silhouettes in a tweet, and then I think Callie's scheduled tweet kind of gave away the surprise. Like, they're trying to figure out the technical issues during the collab, and then you know, it went overtime, and then Callie's tweet that was like had the thumbnail of her small Wolfie model, and everyone's like, oh, okay, I guess that's what it is. And that's fine. Okay, let's see, what else? There's a lot of comments to read. Let's see, if I had membership, I don't know what I would name it. What, like, my fan mark name, I guess for I could have a waffle emoji as the fan mark. I mean, waffle is kind of similar to Wolfie, so. Yeah, some people who were into Toho definitely knew who I was. It's also something funny is like a lot of people when they say like, oh yeah, Wolfie used to do Toho, used to do, you know, he made the Grand Blue Raid Finder, and now he's at Hololive, or he's like drawing Hololive fan art. They always miss. No one ever mentions Ikatsu. Like, Ikatsu is not that popular abroad, which is sad. But yeah, I did a lot of Ikatsu fan art before Hololive, and I think I was pretty known in the Ikatsu fan artist community, but very few people know Ikatsu. Yeah. The funny thing, people draw so my icon on Twitter is the New Year's version of Akari from Ikatsu. And a lot of people don't know that. So like when the Holo EN should not be smiling, she's frowning. When the Holo EN April Fool's thing came out and people were like, we should draw fan art of Wolfie. People were drawing I've seen at least 2 fan arts of my Twitter icon, and the people didn't know that it was an Ikatsu character. I was like, actually, did you know this is Akari from Ikatsu? So yeah, Ikatsu is good. I would recommend watching it, but it's also really long. It's like it's an anime. It's also an arcade game, which I played when I went to Japan. It's like a rhythm game, arcade game, but it's like the way you play it is, you know, you put in $1 or whatever, and then at the end of every round you get cards. So it'll print out a card of like your custom character. You could get outfits. You can. It's like an idol game, like rhythm idol game. Idol, like IDOL, not IDLE. I'm gonna drink water. Yeah, Ikatsu's good. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, actually, so I have an Ikatsu original character, which I showed in a previous stream. So when you make your character in the Ikatsu arcade game, you get different character parts, get different clothes that you can unlock. And so I was thinking of making my Live 2D model, my Ikatsu original character, but then I tried doing it and it looked kind of weird. Especially like for Live 2D, you want to have like long hair, so like you have this nice long hair physics you can use. It looks a lot more interesting. So I was just like, you know, I've been streaming with my previous Live 2D icon for a while, and I'm like, I might as well just make a new version of it because it's the one people recognize. And so now here we are. Let's see what else. Okay, so do I know which manager? Yes. I do know which manager I was talking to, but I'm not allowed to say who it was. I was told to say the producer of Hololive English, but not mention specifically who it is. So you guys don't know, but it was someone. Whether it's someone that we know about or not, I don't know. You'll have to guess. Let's see. Yeah, there are dozens of Ikatsu fans. Let's see. Just reading the comments. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a stream. So I think a few weeks ago actually was doing the subpar Sunday stream where Ina and Ame were not streaming like they usually do on Sundays. And I was like, you know, I should stream. So I did. I did a gesture drawing. And then somehow I just started showing my Japanese trip photos. So like when I went to Japan, I spent like 3 hours talking about just showing different photos on my Japan trip. And so it was pretty disorganized. I was just kind of going through my Google Photos and you know, saving images and putting them in OBS. And then I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, I should go through my. I'm still crying. I should go through my list of photos and just like choose specific ones, because I think when I was doing it then, I was kind of like, I had to make sure that I, you know, wasn't posting photos of people that are recognizable or like, you know, things that have reflection and stuff like that. But so I went through my Japan photos and I just saved a bunch of them. And at some point I want to do a stream where I can just, you know, talk about different stuff that I've experienced on my Japan trips. Like I've been there 3 times. I have a lot of photos I can show. And so maybe like some other time I'll talk about it. But I can talk like spend hours talking about. Yeah, there was an interview with the producer of Halloween. I think I read it. It was interesting. A lot of people were like, you know, who is this producer? No one's ever mentioned a producer anymore before. And I was like, I wonder. Because yeah. Anyway, what else? Any other questions? Probably missed some questions. I was like, a few times I've just been scrolling and probably missed a bunch of them. Yeah, there's people also usually miss when they talk about, you know, well, if he did this before, this before, they don't mention Ikatsu usually. They don't mention the anime bingo, which is trending sometimes. It was trending like a few months ago also. That's just a little side project I did once. Surprised so many people liked it. It was just a site where you can look up anime and put it on a bingo grid, and people, you know, would tweet about it for like, hey, check out my anime bingo. You know, if you watch this anime, you would check it off, and got a lot of tweets. I think it took down it might have taken down the AnyList API, which is the API that was used to get the images from. And then a lot of people don't know, also did the a lot of Twitter bots that were kind of well known. Like there's an Akari there's Akari weather bot, which is like, so Akari from Ikatsu, she's like a weather person on the news station and stuff like that, and she'll just add a Twitter bot that would, you know, tweet out what the weather is in a certain location, and you know, you could request you know, weather for your location, and it'll like generate an image of Akari suitable for the weather. Like if it's raining, she'll be wearing an umbrella or something like that. And there was also a different Akari image bot, which was Akari from Yuru Yuri, and that's based on a popular Twitter account that, you know, would just tweet, you know, Akari loves blah blah blah, and it would fetch the phrase from, you know, a random person. And so I had an image bot version of that, and it got very popular. A lot of people don't know I made it, but that was me. I don't know. Anything I want to try out with streaming? I don't know, just there's a lot of talking. I like doing chatting streams. Wow, I've been talking for like... When did I start the stream? Hold on. It's been going for... It doesn't tell me. I started at almost 2 hours ago. Oh. Yeah. I mostly just want to talk. Like even though I'm playing yeah, almost 2 hours. 1.5 hours. Like even when I play Super Mario Sunshine, I'll just tell stories that I have. Like different anecdotes and stuff I think of. And it's something I haven't really noticed. Like when I was talking sorry. What was this? What was this saying? Yeah, when I watch like, you know, Alme play Super Mario Sunshine, I think most people there like watch her like, you know, rage or get salty at the game. For me, I don't really. I never rage at games. I'll just like, if I get frustrated, I'll just quit the level, like move on to something else and come back later. And not even quit it like in a rage way, just like, all right, I'm done with this level for now. I'll just come back to it later. So I mostly just want to play games that I can just talk over. Kind of like how Northern Lion does it. Like if I tried playing the Puyo Puyo story mode, I feel like a lot of it was just like reading the text. I didn't have much opportunity to talk about stuff, and also like playing Puyo Puyo and Tetris. It requires you to think a lot. Like, you know. There are people, I guess, who can, you know, have a conversation and play games like that. Oh, actually, you know, Pac-Man 99 came out recently. I could try playing that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's any good. I've heard people like it. That feels like a game I could probably play. And whenever the Bomberman Battle Royale comes out, the real Bomberman Battle Royale, not Bomber Grounds, which I've been playing. I'll play that also. It's gonna be free, so anyone can play it. So I don't think Ame's skill level went down in Sunshine. It's more that Sunshine's controls are very weird. They're very finicky. The camera is pretty bad. Like, you know, when I watch Ame play, I was like, you know, it feels like she got worse, but then like I tried playing Mario Sunshine myself, and it's a lot harder than it looks. Like it's pretty easy to be like, oh yeah, the streamer, you know, why doesn't she just jump, or you know, whatever. But I tried playing Mario Sunshine myself. It's like, actually, this camera sucks. You know, it gets stuck on objects sometimes. Sometimes you'll, you know, you try to walk in a certain direction and it's not as good. The controls aren't as tight in Mario Sunshine, and some things are kind of janky, which is bad. What kind of games do I like to play? I guess I haven't been playing that many games lately. I think mostly, I mean, due to like, since I've been in VTuber hell, I mostly just watch games. And actually I'm also pretty far behind on the current season of Ikatsu. Maybe like 4 or 5 episodes. I haven't watched any anime. As far as games, the only ones I've played recently, I played Animal Crossing every day. I would say I'm like intermediate advanced at Puyo Puyo. I played Puyo Puyo a lot, so I know enough about, you know, how to make chains and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Besides games that I stream, what games have I enjoyed? I played a lot of Breath of the Wild when it came out. I actually got I spent way too much time on it. Actually, when I look back at it, it's only 70 hours, but it feels like a lot more. So I was playing it a lot, and then I was just like, you know, I've been playing this for so many hours, I kind of just want to be done with it. So like, there's so many optional stuff you can do in that game that I kind of like, you know, oh, what's that shiny thing over there? I'm gonna go over there and, you know, fight these monsters and do this and that. And then after 70 hours, I'm like, all right, I should stop playing this game because I could play this game probably for like another 100 hours. So I just sort of like, I mainlined, you know, the main quest. I did all the, you know, main bosses and stuff like that, and just ended it. So I had something else to do. Like, I feel like when I spend too much time on a game, I'm just like get kind of burned out. Actually, one of my project managers at work, he was also talking to me about how he was playing Breath of the Wild, and he was like, "Oh man, I've been playing this game for like so long. I don't know. I could play forever." And I was just like, I was telling him how I played it. It was just like, you know what? Yeah, I should just like go fight the last boss because I want this to be over. And he was asking me for advice, you know. But yeah, I don't know what other games. I'm not very good at like FPS games or games that require fast reactions. Like, I don't think my reaction times are very good. And as far as aiming goes, I'm not very good at aiming. Like, people who have watched my Apex stream, well, actually that's kind of different because my Apex stream was Apex on Switch, and playing FPS on controllers is definitely weird. But even with mouse and keyboard, I'm not that good at aiming. It's the kind of thing that I'm sure, like, if I wanted to spend more time getting better at FPS games, I probably could, but I don't feel like it. Like, I don't really feel like doing that. I did play a lot of TF2 back in the day. But it was like, I played Soldier a lot, and it's not like you don't need to be as precise with aiming unless you're doing like crazy trick shots in the air, stuff like that. As far as like traditional shooters, not very good at those. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if I tweeted this on main, there would be a lot more viewers, but I don't really care. Yeah, you can fight the final boss at any time in Breath of the Wild. I think in speed runs they just don't even do any of the optional stuff. They just run straight to the last boss. Do I think I can win in a 1v1 with Ame? Depends on what game. I mean, if you're talking about FPSs, definitely not. I am awful at FPS, but if you talk about like Puyo Puyo or Tetris, yeah, probably. Soldier was good in TF2. I still haven't played TF2 in a long time. I think for me, the thing about like, if I'm bad at something, a lot of people have this impression that like, if you're bad at something, you'll be bad at it forever. Like, a lot of people tell me, "Oh, I wish I could program, but you know, I don't think my brain is built for this or whatever." And I'm just like, anyone can do, like, it's a common enough thing that like a lot of people know how to do it, and if you wanted to put your effort into it, I'm sure you could also. It's just a matter of like whether you're willing to put in that effort. So, like, for me, I know I'm not good at FPS games, but like, I don't intend on putting in the time and effort to get better at them if that's not something I'm interested in. But I feel like I have this thought that if I really wanted to, I definitely could get better. So like, you can apply that to a lot of things. Like, you know, people are like, "Oh, I wish I could draw. I wish I could be better at, you know, whatever." And like, I guess what I'm saying is like, you can do it. It's just, you have to be willing to put in the time. It could take, you know, maybe it could take years, it could take like decades, but if you put in the effort, you will someday get better at it. Let's see. Yeah, I can play Play all the games that VTuber play. I could play Kukiyomi. That's been popular. You can play Monster Hunter. I don't think I'll do that. I can do my cover of King like every VTuber does. Oh, you know, one thing I wanted to do. The next time like a Hololive member does a cover of King, you know that meme that's like of Mario with the crown? It's like, you drop this King. I'd be like, I want to make a meme that's like, you drop this King, but it's like a picture of the King cover art. Be like, you drop this King. Anyway. What else? I don't know. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, I think it's really useful to know programming. Like for me, I do it professionally, but I also like to program in my free time. And like that's really useful because a lot of times you use a website and you're like, this website doesn't work the way I want it to. I wish it could do this instead. But like for me, since I know how to program, I'm just like, well, if this website doesn't do something I want, I'll just write my own plugin that, you know, that does it. And so I think stuff like that is useful. Like for VTube Studio also, like the fact that they're going to have a public API is like, you know, oh, I wish I could do this with VTube Studio, blah blah blah. But once they have that, once that API is available, I can do whatever I want. So yeah, even if you don't program professionally, or like, you know, you think it's hard, if you think something like that is useful, and to me I think it's very useful, I think it's worth putting in the time and effort to learn stuff like that. Like, especially even if you're streaming, like if you want to make your own like stream plugins, stuff like that, knowing how to program, like even basic, like, you know, a lot of times I'll just start off copying and pasting code that from like example code that someone has, and then get it to work, like, you know, change some values. But, you know, actually even a lot of programming nowadays, like at work, if you don't know how to do a program, if you don't know how to solve a problem, like you'll like, oh, I'm getting this error when I try to compile. You'll just search it on Google, and most of the times you'll find the answer on Stack Overflow. There's a website called Stack Overflow where people ask programming questions, and people will, you know, they'll respond with code snippets on how they solve the problem and stuff like that. A lot of programming is just looking up the answers to specific questions and like, you know, here's how this guy did it on Stack Overflow. I'm gonna copy and paste it. No, not copy and paste it, but, you know, change it a bit to work with what I need to do. So and programming is not as hard as a lot of people might think it is. It's just like, originally you're not familiar with the concepts, so maybe, but if you like, you know, try to build something, you'll get better at it. What languages do I program in? For work, I do Scala. It's like, I don't program in like a lot of the, you know, common languages that people use. Like, I know JavaScript, but I don't like it. For work, I write code in Scala and Rust, a bit of Rust. In my free time, I like to use Rust. I do like learning like the uncommon languages that a lot of people don't use. Like, I learned a bit of OCaml to write a Animal Crossing tune maker website. Actually, yeah, that's another thing I did. Before Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, there were, you know, like for Animal Crossing, you can like make a custom tune for your town. So like you'll have a song that you can play, whatever. What I noticed was a lot of the old sites that used to exist for making your Animal Crossing town tune, they were either written in Flash, which is, you know, obsolete now, or they just didn't exist anymore. So I was like, well, I'm gonna make it myself, because it's something I want to use, and so like I just did it, and then I posted it, and it got pretty popular also. And people were using it, posting their own town tunes and stuff like that. Anyway, that's the language I program in, mostly Scala and Rust. What language would I recommend for building a professional portfolio? Yeah, I think Python. A lot of people use Python. If you're doing like web development, you want to do JavaScript. I mean, I personally don't like JavaScript, but like, it's useful to know because like everything in your browser, you can interact with it using JavaScript. I think TypeScript was like a better option, but it's just built on top of JavaScript. Well, web dev is programming. It depends. If you're just doing like HTML and CSS, I guess it's not really. It's more like style. It's like design, I guess. But web dev counts as programming. The gachas / mobile games. Someone asked that before. I don't really play it. I played Grand Blue for a bit, and Genshin Impact. What else? Yeah, Stack Overflow carries careers. What made you start liking anime? I think originally, so when I first got into Whole Live, like when they first debuted, I think Callie and Kiara were my favorite, but I think over time, it might just be due to the scheduling, because a lot of the like Kiara and Callie's streams are at weird times for me. They're at the middle of the night. And so I think most of the streams that I was able to watch in real time were either Ina, Ame, and Gura. They mostly would stream at friendly times for East Coast US. I think just after watching like a lot of the super chat streams, I just like the fact she had a lot of stuff to talk about. Like I mentioned earlier, I like watching streamers when I don't need to care about the game they're playing. Just if they have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, if they're they're interested in stuff. Yeah, just a lot of interesting stories. She's very funny. Yeah, a lot of aquarium stuff. Yeah, I feel like maybe like in an alternate universe, if Kiara's stream schedule would have been more Eastern time friendly, I might have like there might be an alternate universe where Wolfie Kiara is known more than Wolfie Ame. I also like Ina's streams. I think I've done almost all the Just Drunk streams that Ina has done or participated in them. Yeah. Did I ever try to get something to play in Bubblebot? I did. I got a song in once, and then I was like, well, I'm done now. I think, so one thing about Twitch is that I didn't realize until, a few months ago, but I usually use a VPN, just for regular browsing. And apparently Twitch shadow bans you if you use, specific VPNs. So like what I didn't know was like all the times I've been requesting, songs or like trying to chat in Twitch, my messages would actually never show up. Like I would see them, other people wouldn't. I only noticed that when I went into a friend's stream and I tried chatting, and then I saw my message wasn't showing up in her chat box, on screen. Sometimes people have a chat box that shows messages as they come up, but like I wasn't seeing my message. I was like, wait, have I been shadow banned? And it's like, and since she's my friend, I know she didn't ban me herself. So it's just like I started looking it up. It's like, well, okay, Twitch shadow bans you if you're using a VPN. So after that, I was like, I don't feel like turning off my VPN just to request a song. And there's like a 0.1% chance of it getting in.
No, it's not NordVPN. It's Mulvad VPN. Yeah, I don't know. I got a song in once and was just like, all right, that's good enough. I don't feel like trying to get a song in. The way I got it, the first time I got my song in was when I think the way to do it is don't send your message immediately. You know, maybe wait like 30 seconds. Because as soon as the queue opens, everyone just floods their messages and you can't chat again in another minute. So if you wait like 30 seconds or 40, 45 seconds, there'll be less people chatting. And you have a higher chance of getting in, unless you're shadow banned. Nope. I keep dabbing. I can't stop dabbing. I just press the wrong button and then just dab. Yeah, I think 45 seconds is a good... Doing a stretch. Yeah. Oh yeah, I used to play Terraria a lot also. I think back when Terraria first came out, I played a lot of it. And then it was the same situation as with Breath of the Wild. I was just like, alright, I need to stop playing this game. So then I just stopped. I actually used to play Minecraft a bit back in like beta or alpha. And I got very into it, and then now I'm like, I don't really care about Minecraft anymore. Stop dabbing. And I need to isolate the dab button so I know like which one is the dab button. I mean, I know Gura played Terraria, but I don't know if anyone else is interested. It's kind of, I don't know, I didn't really watch much of the streams. I think Terraria is a bit hard to watch because like usually your screen is zoomed so far out that it's hard to see what's happening unless you like make the window really big. So, I don't know. Like a lot of times I'll just be like, I don't know what's going on. Especially since like I haven't played the game in so long. I don't know like which bosses or what. That was a jump scare, I'm sorry. Oh, it's Terraria, the last content update, like the last one ever, or just the most recent one? No, stop dabbing. Oh, it's the last one ever. That's a long time. Like when Terraria first came out, it feels like 10 years ago, right? Or I don't know. I'm just pulling that number randomly. It feels like it was 10 years ago. I never tried mod. Oh yeah, I also used to play Skyrim a lot. And then I also I never actually finished Skyrim. I just stopped after a bunch of hours and like I'm done with this game. I didn't even finish the story. I mostly just remembered the Dark Brotherhood or whatever, that quest line was the only thing I remember about Skyrim. Did you do the live 2D on those models? You mean the Hollow Eon models? I only did the art. I didn't know who was doing the live 2D rigs until the day of. So I was surprised. Actually, one funny thing is like, I was like, what if the real April Fool's Day joke was like that they weren't going to use the models at all? like what if they commissioned me to do this art, and then it was an elaborate April Fool's Day joke for me to make me think that they were going to use the models, but they were going to do nothing with. Actually, that would make no sense. But part of my mind was like, you know, what if it's possible? You know, I didn't hear anything about it until the day of. So, but no, they actually did it. So, you know, sometimes like your mind just thinks of these weird things that are like impossible to happen, and then I don't know. What do you think Ame thinks of you? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the most elaborate April Fool's Day joke. I don't know. Yeah. It's like ice skating. Oh yeah, when she did her super chat reading, I didn't notice she actually said Wolfie Papa. Like there was a time when she was saying like, I feel like I want to burn stuff. I want a lighter. And it's like I heard that part. I didn't hear she was asking me specifically for a lighter. She's like, I want a lighter. Wolfie Papa, I want a lighter. I was like, whoa. It was only when I went back to rewatch the video because someone linked it. I was like, oh wait, I didn't even notice she said that. Yeah, I noticed Kiara likes using the live 2D models. I think Gura only used them once in a member stream, so I didn't get to see it. So I don't know. I think like Kiara and Gura's had the same person who rigged them. So I think Gura's live 2D rig is also pretty good, but I don't know. I haven't seen it besides in the collab stream. Yeah, I think I don't know why I decided to include sunglasses. I'm glad I did though. It's very nice. It's too much fun playing around with these models. It's like the fact that they're small and you can put them on stuff and they don't look out of place. Like if you had a full-size, like, you know, regular live 2D tall character, having them stand on a table would just look weird. But like this just looks normal. There's nothing weird about this. Yeah, a lot of people weren't expecting actual live 2D models. Like, obviously some people did, but some people were like, "Well, I'm gonna be so disappointed if this is just like a static PNG." Wolfie is indeed canon. I mean, I feel like I've been canon for a while. Like, for Ame's Thanksgiving thing, you guys have seen that? That's the Wolfie parade. That was an official thing that happened. All right, I don't know what else. I feel like I'm done. unless I have other questions. Have I considered taking commissions? No. I feel like I personally don't like doing commissions unless it's something I would have wanted to do anyway. Like, for me, drawing is not, it's just a hobby. Like, as soon as I do commissions and it's like not something I would have wanted to draw, it just feels like more work. And for me, I mean, I feel like I already make enough money from work that I don't need to, like, spend my time drawing stuff that I don't necessarily want to draw. That's just my thought on it. Like, I'm sure I can make a lot of money. Like, people would pay a lot of money for commissions, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like something I would want to do. Like, even a few times when I did like commissions for friends and stuff, it'd feel kind of stressful, because, like, oh, what if this thing isn't good enough, or like, what if what if they're expecting this faster and I'm taking so long? Like, I have a tendency to procrastinate. If it's not something I want to work on normally, I'll usually just put it off until, like, I feel like it's been a while, and then if it's something I want to do, I usually just do it immediately, and it doesn't feel like work. So yeah, that's all. Most gacha games have silly comics with chibi versions of the characters, and I like to think of your drawings as the Hollow Ian version of that. Yeah, that's a lot of people have compared it to like Rio from Fate Go. Like, a lot of the Japanese, I saw a lot of the Japanese tweets when they posted the silhouettes of the Wolfie Live 2D models. A lot of them, a lot of Japanese Hollow Live fans who aren't familiar with the EN branch and, like, don't know, like, the Wolfie style art, and they're like, oh, this looks like Rio's art. Like, I mean, based on the silhouette. So a lot of people were thinking it was like Rio. Has the Wonder Bread guy ever tried to contact you? No, and I hope he does not. Yeah, I don't know. I do appreciate seeing, like, all the, like, a lot of times people will draw, like, this regular Hololive fan art, but they'll stick, like, they'll put in a small, like, Wolfie style, like, plush in the background or something. I always like seeing that. Oh yeah, one thing about the arms up pose is if I move my head, you see the arms move too. if I tried to do this actual like fast motion in real life, it would hurt, and like I think my head would hurt. But thankfully I could just bind it to a button and have it do it automatically. Nope. Wolfie plush when? I don't know. A lot of people have made their own versions of Wolfie plush. There's like one. The one that I liked the most was like one of them was like a professional toy maker, I guess. I really like that one. A lot of them were really good. Like there was one recently where someone made like 2 small Wolfie plushes. I don't think it's a plush, it's like a, I don't know, crochet or yarn sort of thing. Can I spin? Yes. I unbinded the button because I don't usually use spinning much. Hold on, I will replace the dabbing. No, not the dabbing. Replace the T-pose with wait. Okay, this one. Yeah, the thing is I have too many expressions for... Nope, not that one. I have too many expressions for VTube Studio to show up as buttons. Can I spin and dab? Yes. It's kind of hard to see it though. I have to time this. Except for I have to press a different button to reset. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Wait. This one. It's the spin dab. Anyway, I think I'm done. I'm gonna end the stream. So, thanks for watching. Hope to do some more streams in the future with this improved model. Hopefully I remember during the streams to actually change expressions and stuff. There's always something that impressed me with, like, I feel like when Callie usually streams, she's actually very good at switching her expressions, like, when they're suitable. I think that's just something I have to get used to, because my previous model had no expressions, and gonna have to get used to actually changing expressions and stuff like that. Alright, well, thanks for watching. You had a good time. Yeah. Alright, see you.